Alongside Jake Starr, my broadcast partner. My name is Bob McCool, and the man between the two of us is the man who, on most nights, is behind the plate for the Fightin Phils. One of the catchers for Reading in 2023 is Max McDowell. And Max, one of the big reasons that you, as a veteran catcher, are here, I would assume, is because of a couple of really promising young pitchers in McDowell and Griff McGarry. One of them, Griff McGarry, got a start last night. His fourth back from rehab. What have you seen on the rehab of Griff McGarry, and what is it about him you like?
Yeah, he's hit the ground running. Seems like he hasn't really missed a step. His fastball's been electric, and he's off to a really good start. So it's just about building his innings up and keep doing what he's doing, attacking hitters.
It's interesting to use the word electric because we had Al Padrique on last night, and he used the exact same word to describe his stuff as electric. What is it about his fastball that makes it so tantalizing?
He's attacking hitters with it. One, he's around the zone, but yeah, it's got really good carry to it. It pushes on hitters a little bit more than I think they expect, and seems like it's been a good pitch just about in any count.
Now the guy who's slated to throw tomorrow night, McDowell, another arm that a lot of Phillies fans have been very excited about. From your time working with Mick so far this year, whether it be in spring training too, but especially during the regular season, what have you seen about him and his growth so far that's really stood out?
Yeah, he's had some really good starts where he's starting to settle in, and I always talk to him about pitching. He has all the tools, all the talent, and now he's getting to a level where it's about execution, pitching, how he prepares, and he's really started to take a step in that right direction, develop, and I feel like he's a pitcher out in that mound now.
Why do I get the impression that you are Crash Davis? I mean, that seems to be exactly what is going on. It's like the reincarnation of the Bull Durham movie, only Max McDowell is Crash Davis, and you've had the home runs to back it up. But just talking a little bit about your transition. You spent a number of years in the Yankees organization, and this is your first in the Phillies organization. What has that transition been like, and how has it been different?
Yeah, it's fun to kind of see different organizations, different philosophies, and different little quirks of front offices and coaches, and it's been fun. I've really enjoyed the Phillies. It's a little more, I'm not going to say relaxed, but like player friendly. Obviously the Yankees come with the territory of the pinstripes and the pressure, and you definitely felt that. The Phillies, you're here to play. The big league locker room was awesome in spring, really fun, really connected. You felt the atmosphere that they kind of built in the playoffs. So that's been really fun to be around and just kind of get used to and get back to playing ball.
And last week had a chance to go back to Somerset, spend a little bit of time there. You and Oliver Dunn both coming from the Yankees system. How was it being back? Did you get a chance to catch up with any guys, any coaches that you previously knew last week in Somerset? How was that whole experience being back?
Yeah, a lot of coaches, familiar faces. They had some front office and staff there that obviously you get to know through the years. But their manager, Raul, was my first base coach in AAA the last couple of years. So he was definitely the guy I wanted to talk to a little bit, and real happy he's getting a chance to manage. But yeah, it was fun to be around, just see them, and it's like a little bit of nostalgia. It's almost feel like you're on the wrong side of the locker room sometimes, but yeah, it was fun to get to compete against those guys.
You are 29 years of age. You've been around this game for a while now, whether as a college player, as a professional baseball player. You're also at that stage. I'm not pushing you out by any stretch of imagination, but I get the feeling from being around you and watching you conduct yourself that this is a way of life for you, that you really think, is baseball going to be your future, whether it's as a player or as a coach?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I feel like you grow into, and I've talked to some of the younger guys where this might be their first year in Double-A, and they're still getting used to the off season, the wives, the girlfriends, and how they go about their life as a professional baseball player. Then you get to where I'm at, and it's not about learning how to do it. It's who you are. Your off-season routine, your day in, day out of the ballpark. It really becomes your personality of who you are. This is what you do, and you're going to do your day-to-day business to do everything you can to get better at it and stay doing it is the hard part. So, yeah, it's definitely something I've considered. What's next for me, coaching. I do a lot of instruction back home in Pittsburgh. I own a facility, and I just grew up in the game. Now I'm an adult in the game, and it just feels like it's a part of me that I never want to lose now.
And now we talk about your play on the field so far this season. The bat as of late has really started to pick up. Had the home run the other day, Tuesday morning. Just swinging a really good bat as of late. What's been clicking? What have you been working on that's really kind of helped with that success lately?
Yeah, just starting to get comfortable. I feel like, being here, I was kind of pushing the numbers a little bit early on and you'll talk to a lot of players. You learn real quick. You can't play for numbers in this game. It's too big of a bear on your shoulders when you're looking at the stats every day. So just gotta get comfortable, see pitches, and do what I do. Obviously, I've been doing it long enough to know when I'm at my best and feel like I'm putting together good at bats and just making sure I'm on time for fastballs.
We were talking with the skipper yesterday and talking about a couple of guys who have had to have some patience in order to be successful this year. Talking about Madison Stokes, Nick Podkul, McCarthy Tatum, another one, who have had some peaks and valleys. The first two guys had to actually be on the development list before they got the opportunity. But especially for a guy like McCarthy Tatum, who started out well, had a bad tailspin, hit a home run in the New Hampshire series, and we were kidding with Tyler Henson about it. You could actually see the weight of the world go off his shoulders as he got around the bases. Those kind of moments are exactly what you're talking about. Learning how to accept the failure that comes with this game as much as with the success.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game is, you see it at the big league level with Trey Turner the other day. I'm watching that game and you just go like, good for that guy. A guy that's getting booed earlier in the game. The Twitter wasn't great either. Then all of a sudden, one swing, one homer, and it's the moments in baseball that everyone's been through where you're like, yeah, good. Now let that guy go play. So yeah, for Tatum, it's the same thing. And Stokes earlier in the year, conversation I was had with those guys is, the longer you're around, the more you see it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the more you learn to deal with it, work, go about your business, the more the game's just the game, and you let those moments not weigh on you too much.
This catching group here in Reading, it's been the three of you, Cody Roberts and Herbert Eisner together all season long, and it's a very experienced catchers group too. Obviously, Cody coming from another Eastern League team in the Bowie Bay Sox, but how's that camaraderie been between the three of you guys? How do you guys kind of all work off of each other day in and day out?
Yeah, they've been great. So it's one of the things that, like, you either get lucky or don't, where if you have a good catching room or you don't, especially in the minor leagues where, the days I'm not catching, then I'm catching some bullpens, or who's doing the bullpen at night. So Eisner's been awesome, picking up a lot of that, helping me, hey, if I'm catching 2-3 games in a row, hey, Max, take some time, or I'll get most of that. Cody's awesome, too, just in the dugout, talking about hitters. He was in this league last year. He's familiar with a lot of guys. So, yeah, anytime you have guys working together, you're going to get the best out of the position, the pitcher. So anything I can do to help those guys, I try and go out of my way. But they've been awesome to be around and work with.
If you're listening to the Reading Fightin Phil's Radio Network, we're a few moments away from first pitch at 6:45. You're watching us on Facebook Live. This is the pregame show brought to you by Mike's Sandwich Shop here in the Stadium District. Our guest is Reading Phil's catcher, Max McDowell. Max, you mentioned you're a Pittsburgh guy. A couple of weeks ago in the Altoona series, they have a very promising position that you are familiar with, the catcher, and Henry Davis. There was a scenario in which you threw a seed and threw out a base runner, and Henry Davis was at bat. I created this whole scenario on the air where you were walking back with your mask down and you said, "That's how it's done, kid." Please tell me that didn't just happen in my mind and it actually happened at home plate.
Yeah, we'll keep those things on the field, So, but it was fun to see. He's a good player, so excited for his future.
And it feels like the base running game is something that you've really excelled at this year too. It seems like even when you're not getting guys out, most of those throws are on the money. One hop, maybe they're a tad late, but they're right on the money. What goes in behind the scenes to get yourself to a point where when a runner steals, you're confident you're going to make a throw and give your middle infielder a chance to get that out?
Yeah, it was a big thing we worked on spring, and it was actually fun to pick JT's mind, one of the best in baseball doing it. And my big thing for me I learned was it's okay to bounce some throws, and something I've kind of incorporated this year a little more where, you're better off bouncing it, putting it on bag than maybe missing a little high. So that's something I just picked from him, but yeah, it's something we've been working on. I'm doing okay, but I'm not exactly thrilled with how I'm throwing it yet either. So there's always room for improvement. But yeah, it's definitely something we want to control. And anytime you can throw a guy out, it's obviously probably the best thing to do behind the plate is the position.
You mentioned that in talking with JT Realmuto. You are on the Phil's 40-man roster, so that dream is still very much alive for you. If the opportunity presents itself, that phone call could bring Max McDowell to Philadelphia at any moment in time, and that dream is still very much alive for you to get that call that allows you to get to the major leagues.
Exactly. That's why you do it. So that's why we're here. That's why you work every day, and that's what gets you out of bed in the morning. So, yeah, hopefully one day the call comes, and I'll be ready when it does.
That's one for me, kind of as we look ahead to tonight's game. Tyler Phillips gets the ball tonight. Bit of a rocky outing last time out. 2 times ago here, he was excellent. 5 perfect innings. Picked up the win in that victory for the Fightin Phils. What can we expect to see from Tyler tonight? Obviously, we've seen him a lot this year, but take fans a little bit behind the scenes. What's that repertoire look like? What's it like to work with a guy like Tyler Phillips?
Yeah, he's been really good, and even his bad outings just feel like they're all just like one pitch that there are some bad things go his way. So he's going to come out here, attack hitters, plus sinker, plus curveball, really good slider. So for him, it's just about attacking, being in zone, making sure he's making guys put it in play. But yeah, I expect a good outing. He's been really good at bouncing back this year, so I'd expect a good outing from him.
Max, we'll leave you with this hard-pressing question. You mentioned, again, you're a Pittsburgh guy. Pittsburgh has its own set of dialect. When you go into Mike's Sandwich Shop, are you going to order a slice of pizza, or are you going to order a cut of pizza when you walk into a sandwich shop?
Yeah, it's a slice for me, yeah.
We asked Taylor Lehman that. He said the same thing. What happened to all you Pittsburgh guys? I thought it was a cut.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, so. There's a bunch of Pittsburgh stuff, but yeah, some of the stuff we're not even aware of that we do, but yeah, slice for me.
All right, very good. Mike's Sandwich Shop is the place. Max McDowell is the man behind the plate for the Fightin Phils. He's got the night off. Phils and Harrisburg Senators coming your way, and the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network coming your way. We'll have a starting lineup and first pitch right after this.